Hey friends, we are live on Facebook. This is the People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle, and I want to welcome you all tonight. Um, this is our seventh weekly online song and poetry swap. And tonight we celebrate May Day, which is also known as International Workers' Day. And Tonight we have 24 artists who will be performing, plus a wait list of people who wanted to perform tonight, but we couldn't quite fit them all into the program. And we are diligently trying to keep this program to 2 hours. But I want to let you know kind of a little bit about how I've been thinking about this from a historical perspective. Since 1886, the global working class has marked May 1st as a day of struggle against capitalism and resistance to all forms of oppression. May 1st, 1886 was a day of struggle when revolutionary workers called for general strikes in multiple American cities. Today, once again, activist organizations and revolutionaries are calling for a general strike, including collective work and shopping stoppages to beat back the never-ending corporate bailouts and demand a socially and ecologically just response to the pandemic. From 1886 until today, song has always been at the heart of the struggle. And our musical collaboration going on this evening is an outgrowth of that proud legacy. I truly believe that the singing that will be shared this evening points the way forward for the struggle yet to come. I want you to know that our program this evening is just a single event in a series of weekly events that People's Music Network intends to continue hosting as long as there's interest and support to keep them going. And at the end of the program this evening, I'll be posting a link to an evaluation form that folks can fill out to register their input for developing future activist networking programs for the People's Music Network. And I'll post that both to the Zoom chat box as well as to the Facebook live event comments section. I'm going to share my screen here real quick to just show you some of the upcoming online programs that we have coming up. I just have to switch over from my script to another important page, which is here. And it's if you go to peoplesmusic.org, this is our website, peoplesmusic.org. Under events, you go to online events, and all these different. This is what we're doing right now. But hey, look at this, May 7th. That's coming up soon. Songs to hear during a pandemic. Charlie King and Eve Goldberg are doing are organizing a concert, I should say, that honors the life and music of John Prine. That's May 15th. Got the Grain of Salt workshopping songs in progress with a political edge. That's an online workshop. We got Pat LaManna and Terry Kitchen co-facilitating that program. Another songs to hear during a pandemic, because we got a lot of songs about that right now. Very important. Thursday, May 21st. And then I'm very excited to announce that we're going to be doing an evening of Nueva Canción on Friday, May 29th from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And we have many more programs still coming up in June. So stay tuned to peoplesmusic.org for information about how People's Music Network members are collaborating online right now. I want to say to our performers tonight, thank you so much for registering for tonight and for bringing your wonderful music and talent to this collaboration. Within the next 5 minutes or so, I will post the direct link for this live stream into the Zoom chat. You can find that at the People's Music Network Facebook page. And those already watching on Facebook Live can simply press share in order to share this music with a larger audience. Point your attention to the lyrics. If you want the lyrics of your song to be displayed while you perform, please tell me that you want this to happen before you begin performing, because what I can do is share the screen just like I did to show you the PMN website. I can do that also for your lyrics. That's assuming that you submitted them before the swap. Yeah, when you request your lyrics to be shown on this screen, we call that share screen. Just remember the word share screen. I share the lyrics on the big screen. The lyrics become very big, and then the picture of you becomes very small. And if you're okay with that, that's cool. Sometimes it's nice if you want to encourage everybody to sing along at home with the words. It's kind of nice to have those lyrics there, but less useful. You kind of want to have the focus be on your own presence as a performer, which is also really great. I want to remind everyone that everybody tonight gets 5 minutes max. We do have a packed program, so just be sure to respect that five minute limit per act, and use the chat box to encourage each other. This is both for those of us on Zoom tonight. We have, of course, when we gather in person, which we've been doing for many years at People's Music Network, we have so many tools to show encouragement to one another. We clap, we cheer, we gasp at how much we've been moved by things. But in this online environment, we encourage each other writing in text. So if you feel moved by something you heard tonight, I just encourage you to write some brief comments into the chat box. When you comment, please include the name of the artist who just performed and something specific, specific being the key word, that you appreciated about their piece. I will read a few of those comments perhaps in between the songs, but really only quite selectively. This is just a way for people to kind of keep encouraging one another. So I'm really excited that we're all here tonight, and I want to introduce our first performer, and that is Patty Mills. And Patty submitted a song for this swap that was about actually the first May Day in 1886, and I thought that would be a good one for us to begin with tonight. So Patty, can you unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and give us your song?
Howdy.
Hey.
I'm Patty. How's it going, Ben?
Really good. Really great to see you.
Nice to see you too. So I'm in Brunswick, Maine, and it's foggy and beautiful and quiet here right now. This song is this is a true story. It happened just like this, except for the rhyming couplets. I made that part up yet. So usually things don't rhyme when they actually happen. On the corner of 5th and Mitchell, we gathered after mass to organize and protest for the rights of the working class. The rights of the working class. We work 13 hours, 6 days a week, for 90 cents a day. Building fortunes for the bosses without a voice to say. Without a voice to say. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, and 8 hours for what we will. We'll give you 8 hours of our very best. We won't rest until get 8 hours for what we will. I have the AP Alice Reliance Works, they wouldn't let us in. We were turned back by the fire hoses of the boss's men. Of the boss's men. But the workers in that factory, they heard our battle cry. And they came out to join us, and we stood side by side. We stood side by side. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, and 8 hours for what we will. Our numbers grew as we marched down to the Bayview Rolling Mill to get 8 hours for what we will. Orders to the militia if they try to enter the mill. The governor of Wisconsin said, shoot to kill. The governor said, shoot to kill. And as we marched down Bay Street, a peaceful protest we desired. But on 1,500 unarmed men, the militia opened fire. The militia opened fire. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, and 8 hours for what we will. 8 men died by the lakeside, Bayview rolling mill. But we asked for 8 hours for what we will.
Thank you so much, Patty. Thank you for giving us that historical perspective on an event that happened, by my count, 134 years ago today.
Yeah,
so
good man.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Patty, for coming on. Let's see. I want to see if I can introduce our next act. Elise, are you there, Elise? Sorry, I have to go into double check. We've got a lot of people on, 29 people on Zoom right now, and many wonderful artists there. And sometimes people get a little tripped up by some of the links and so forth that are involved. So I'm going to see if I can find that artist and help them out here. Meanwhile, can we introduce, I think, another artist who is going to give us a very important historical perspective on working class life in this country. Joe Jenks, can you unmute yourself and join us in this circle? Tell us about yourself. And hey, how you doing?
I'm good. It's just so lovely to see everybody. Yeah, so nice to see everybody's face and connect in this most modern of ways. Thanks for facilitating, Ben.
We're delighted to have you.
A year ago this month, I was up in Winnipeg to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Winnipeg General Strike. And I promised Mitch Podolak, I hold him dearly, as I know many of you do, one of our great activists in North America and the founder of the Winnipeg Folk Festival. But I had promised Mitch that I would write a song specifically for the festival. And I got partway through it, just some ideas that I jotted down in January of last year. And then I was on an Air Canada flight up to Winnipeg, and I suddenly remembered the song, like it had just fallen off my mental desktop. And so I moved to, make progress on that on the flight. And by the time I landed, I mostly had the song. And rather than giving a linear recitation of, 7 weeks of workers' struggle in Winnipeg, I just placed myself as one of the workers that was in the struggle. And I would have had in my front pocket a little pocket songbook known as the Little Red Songbook. It was published by the Industrial Workers of the World out of Chicago, the Wobblies, the IWW. It's still in print. It's called Songs to Fan the Flames of Discontent. And so for those of you familiar with Wobbly history or familiar with the Little Red Songbook, there's a number of Easter eggs in this song for you. And it's just a little bit of history about the Winnipeg strike and about the spirit of that strike, the most successful general strike in the history of North America. The year was 1919, and all around the world people started marching with their victory flag unfurled. We've shed our blood on battlefields, enslaved in deep dark mines. We rally to the banner, bright in roses, it's our time. Come gather, fellow workers, and raise your voices strong. We rise today in Winnipeg to sing our victory song. Europe and to Canada, across the USA, we cry out for justice and for fair and equal pay. All sisters and brothers and all workers here unite. We strive for one big union and defend our common rights. Come gather, fellow workers, and raise your voices strong. We rise today in Winnipeg to sing our victory song. From Halifax and Thunder Bay to the Fraser River shore, Seattle, San Francisco, and Chicago hear us roar. From Boston on to Dublin town are heard the people's cries. No more to drudge and idler when the workers organize. Come gather, fellow workers, and raise your voices strong. We rise today in Winnipeg to sing our victory song. Some of us were born of means and others not a dime. We spend our lives in service to a cause we hold sublime. All laborers in commonwealth, now let our voices say that one way or another we will bring the greater day. Come gather, fellow workers, and raise your voices strong. Rise today in Winnipeg to sing our victory song. So here's to Big Bill Haywood, Mother Jones, and Eugene Debs, along with Emma Goldman and Joe Hill and all the Reds, and all those fellow travelers who beckon to the call. An injury to one of us is an injury to all. Come gather, fellow workers, and raise your voices strong. We rise today in Winnipeg to sing our victory song. We may not win our struggle here, but sure as hell we'll try. For the future of our children we are steadfast by and by. It's only when our minds are joined with muscle we can stand and bring to birth a new world, arm in arm and hand in hand. Come gather, fellow workers, and raise your voices strong. We rise today in Winnipeg to sing our victory song. Come gather, fellow workers, and raise your voices strong. We rise today in Winnipeg to sing our victory song. We rise up all around the world and sing our freedom song.
Yay, Joe Jenks! Thank you so much. Oh, I see all
Thank you.
the hands moving on Zoom. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to introduce our next performer. This is a first time for PMN. We are going to have a very special video performance. Josh Feintook from the Sing in Solidarity Chorus in New York City. Can you unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about what we're about to hear?
Hey, thanks, Ben. Oh, geez, I didn't realize I'd have to take the stage right after Joe Jenks. Hey, it's such a great honor to be here. So in a moment, you're going to hear and see one of the results of a virtual choir project that Sing in Solidarity, the New York City Socialist Choir, has put together with a lot of help from comrades in PMN and other groups. Just a few quick words about how we got here. So we've been working on this project for about a month. Our core team is Compa Cesar, Dorian Wallace, Dana Steer, and myself. And between the four of us, we had to arrange and orchestrate 2 songs, build easy video and web instructions so that everyone could participate even without a lot of technical aptitude. We worked with People's Music Network to promote. We also had a lot of help from Brooklyn Women's Chorus and Clearwater Walkabout Chorus, so thank you so much. We held a virtual rehearsal with 40 people. We had sectionals and section leaders. We had to mobilize to make sure people actually sent in their videos. We got 93 submissions. And then for the last week, Cesar has been working really hard to kind of turn those into the beautiful videos you're about to see. So later tonight, if you join us, Sing in Solidarity's May Day event, we will be showing a video of the Internacional. Right now, you're going to see El Pueblo Unido. El Pueblo Unido jamás será vencido, or you may know it as The People United Will Never Be Defeated, an anthem of the Popular Unity Government of Chile, which has become just a major protest anthem and song around the world. And I hope you enjoy it. And
Thank you so much, Josh.
And I'll just let Sergio Ortega, and the lyrics are by Aquila Payun.
Sorry, I cut you off there. But Josh, we're so happy about this. And just for folks who want to tune in for more music after this song swap is done, you can find the Sing in Solidarity concert going on starting later tonight. I think like 9 o'clock it starts on the PMN Facebook page under the events, because we're co-hosting it from our page. So with that, I will share the video.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. De pie cantar que vamos a triunfar.
Thank you so much, Singing Solidarity Chorus. Really great to see you guys also on Democracy Now! This morning. That was pretty cool when they clipped the other song that you all did, the International. But I'm going to say thanks to Josh, and we're going to move on to Tom Jurovich. And there's just a few names that we skipped over that we're going to be coming back to. Unless those people, we'll just make sure you're unmuted, Tom. Okay, it's you there, Tom? Yeah,
I am here. I just couldn't
hear you.
you, Ben. All right.
Beautiful. Let's hear you. Tell us about you and tell us about your song.
Well, I'm Tom Jurovich. I live in Brattleboro, Vermont, and it's so great to be with you all tonight, even on this crazy kind of format. It's wonderful to be together. And you know, as we've tried to weather this pandemic, you know, it's been really clear how important everyday workers are to all of our lives. You know, and we can celebrate and we can call them heroes, but you know, we haven't provided them with enough pay, with enough protective equipment. And you know, what's happening right now is workers are doing what workers always do. They organize, and they're organizing. Today there were protests in so many fulfillment centers, and I think we're seeing, you know, just people taking this back into their own hands, and we're going to see a lot of organizing in the days to come. And I want to sing this song for all of those workers and all of those campaigns. I can feel a spirit building, soft as a whisper, loud as a roar. And I can feel something stirring like I never have before. We've been quiet too long, my friends, but the working folks of this country will rise again. And we've been quiet 30 years now. You had the work and you gave us the pay, but with hard times now upon us, you think we've seen our better day. But we're not going back to where we began, 'cause the working folks of this country will rise again. Help me out. I can feel the spirit building, soft as a whisper, loud as a roar. And I can feel something stirring like I never have before. But we've been quiet too long, my friends, but the working folks of this country will rise again. And now you say you don't need me, you lay me off, no work you say, and you expect to see my head hanging as I walk away. But with my brothers and sisters, so proudly we'll stand as the working folks of this country rise again. 'Cause I can feel the spirit building, soft as a whisper, loud as a roar. And I can feel something is stirring like I never have before. Oh, we've been quiet too long, my friends, but the working folks of this country will rise again. And I've heard tell Big Bill Haywood and Elizabeth and Gurley Flynn, and they were old the time of Union warriors. They gave no thought to giving in. We will rekindle that spirit again as the working folks of this country rise again. Last time I can feel the spirit building, soft as a whisper, the loud as a roar. I can feel something is stirring like I never have before. But we've been quiet too long, my friends, but the working folks of this country will rise again. Yes, the working folks of this country will rise again. Yes, the working folks of this country will rise again.
Thank you so much, Tom Jurovich.
Thank you.
From Brattleboro, Vermont. All right. Thank you for that song. I want to introduce Elise Bryant from the Labor Heritage Foundation. Elise is the director of the Labor Heritage Foundation based in Washington, D.C., as well as the D.C. Labor Chorus. How you doing, Elise?
Hi, Ben. I'm good.
Great to see you.
I'm really glad to be here with everybody. It's really exciting. Just got off the radio on WPFW. So, yeah. So the song that's been on my heart is Love Will Guide Us. And that's what I wanted to share. Because I feel like in this crazy pandemic world that there are amazing acts of grace and humanity, of people helping each other, of union people coming together, non-union people coming together, and it is love is happening all over the place, even as the maniacs continue in the White House. Never mind. So feel free to sing along with. Love will guide us. Peace hasn't tried us. Open side us. We'll lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night. One more time. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us. We'll lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us. We'll lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us. like no other being. What you can give, no other can give to the future of our precious children, to the future of the world where we live. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night.
Thank you, Elise. Seeing lots of kisses being blown and hands being clapped. Thank you very much. Elise Bryant from Washington, D.C. Well, our next performer is Cy Khan. Cy, I'm unmuting you. How you doing, Cy?
Well, I'm on mute. Hold on.
Hey, we hear you. We hear you. Yeah, you there? Just talk again. Oop. Yeah, I think we got. I'm asking you to unmute yourself, so that you just need to unmute yourself there. There we go.
My Indian sisters and brothers in Local 1000 of the American Federation of Musicians. First, thanks to Ben Groscup for his leadership of People's Music Network's Songs of Freedom and Struggle. And a thank you to Charlie King for writing what I believe is the theme song. For this time, it's Store Yourself. And Ben, we're already running way over. So in the spirit of solidarity, I actually want to cede my time so that other people don't get a chance. And so I'm going to call on you to pass it on and carry it on. And let's hear from the next person.
Well, that was a pretty clear statement. I will miss hearing you, but we're going to be okay. Hey, Cy, thanks for coming on with us tonight. It's really
A
a
great
beautiful
pleasure
thing
to
to
be
see
with
you.
my sisters and brothers. Happy May Day.
Happy May Day, Cy. Okay, we'll have to find Psycon on YouTube and on his website, and he's up to some very cool projects lately. If you check out his website, so thanks, Cy. Okay, so Miriam from the Seattle Labor Chorus, Miriam Anderson. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Miriam. Talk to us a little bit.
Hi, so I'm Miriam Anderson and I direct the Seattle Labor Chorus here in Seattle, Washington. And we've been trying to keep busy during this time of pandemic by creating virtual choir videos like you've seen. So far, we've come up with 2 videos. The one you'll see today is the first one that we created. It's called Hold the Fort, and we thought it would be really appropriate for the festivities of the day. So that's why we're sharing this one. And if you're interested in seeing our other video, it's on our website and also on YouTube. And our website is seattlelaborchorus.org. So go ahead and share the video. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Miriam, for coming on to tell us about the Seattle Labor Chorus and what y'all are doing. So I will go ahead and share this.
We meet today in freedom's cause and raise our voices high. We'll join our hands in unity strong to battle or to die. Hold the fort, for we are coming. Union hearts be strong. Side by side we'll battle onward.
I'm hearing some cheers. I don't know where that's coming from, but that was great. Very, very cool, Miriam. Thanks again for coming out from Seattle to share with us. So we hope to, it's just very cool to see, New York City. Oh, I apologize. Gotta fix this. I had a little extra video. YouTube does that. They like to give you more videos than you even asked for. But I think it's really cool. We have the New York City Labor Chorus and the Seattle Labor Chorus, the New York City Singing Solidarity Chorus that's doing this video thing. And clearly, this is a cool format that people can use right now. So I'm really happy to see all this happening. Well, our next performer is oh crap, it's me. Wait, can we, Bev Grant, are you ready?
All right.
How you doing, Bev?
I gotta unmute myself. Hold on a minute.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Well, I just had to change seats. Hi, everybody. Elise, love you.
Bev Grant is from New York City.
Brooklyn.
Longtime PMN
Brooklyn,
member,
New York.
Brooklyn.
Okay.
How you doing out there, Bev?
Actually, really good. I keep finding things to do. So, and now I have all the time in the world to do them. So that's been kind of exciting. And I'm learning new things, getting a little bit better technologically, and hope to even improve more. I just ordered a USB mic. I'm hoping that'll improve the sound on these things. I'm going to do a very familiar song that I wrote almost 30 years ago. The only thing that's different about it for me is that I've lowered the key a full step because I always lose my voice when I sing this song now. So bear with me because I just did it today, and I know you'll sing along with me. I didn't get a chance to sing this song in March, which is when I usually sing it several times. And I know Elise is going to be singing with me, aren't you, Elise? We have plowed, we have planted, we have gathered into bars, done the same work as the men, with babies in our heart. You won't find our stories in most history books you read. We were there, we're still here, fighting for the things we need. We were there in the factories, we were there in the mills, we were there in the mines and came home to fix the meals. We were there on the picket line, we raised our voices loud. Makes me proud just knowing we were there. From the textile mills in Lawrence to the sweatshops in New York, from the fields in California where our children had to work, we fought to make a living. Bread and roses was our cry. Oh, they jailed and beat our bodies, our spirit never died. We were there in the factories, we were there in the mills, we were there in the mines, came home to fix the meals. We were there on the picket line, we raised our voices loud. It makes me proud just knowing we were there. We are Polish, we were Irish, we were African and Jew, Italian and Latina, Chinese and Russian too. They tried to use our differences to split us all apart. pain we felt together touch the bottom of our heart. We were there in the factories, we were there in the mills, we were there in the mines and came home to fix the meals. We were there on the picket line, we raised our voices loud. Makes me proud just knowing we were there. We are teachers, we are doctors, we are cooks and engineers, letter carriers, truck drivers, conductors and cashiers. We operate machinery, we fly the big airplanes, and we help to build our union. We've got struggle in our veins. We were there in the factories, we were there in the mills, we were there in the mines, came home to fix the meal. We were there on the picket line, we raised our voices loud. I'm so proud just knowing we were there in the factories and the mills, we were there in the mines, we came home to fix the meals. We were there on the picket line, we raised our voices loud. Makes me proud just knowing, and our struggle keeps on growing. I'm so proud just knowing we were there. Happy May Day, everybody.
Happy May Day, Bev Grant. Thank you so much. Love that song. Well, I'll do a little song here. My name is Ben Grosscup. Probably noticed, but I'm from Greenfield, Massachusetts, and this is a song that was written before the pandemic, actually, but about a very important group of workers in our society who were really overworked before the pandemic, and now even more so. Well, let me tell you of the story of a nurse named Nancy and the way that she's been ignored. She grabbed her stethoscope and scrubs, kissed her husband and family, went to work on the med-surg floor. But did she ever return? No, she never returned, and her fate is still unlearned. What a pity, she may work forever in the med-surg unit. She's the nurse who never returned. Nancy worked all night from 7 to 7, never letting her attention drift. Then the morning sun deceived her, there was no one to relieve her. Nancy couldn't get off her shift. But did she ever return? No, she never returned, and her fate is still unlearned. Poor old Nancy, she may work forever in the med-surg unit. She's the nurse who never returned. Nancy worked all day, giving medicines and comfort, but she never could get a break. She took care of 7 patients who had many complications and somehow had to stay awake. But did she ever return? No, she never returned, and her fate is still unlearned. She may work forever, forever in the med-surg unit. She's the nurse who never returned. Nancy told her boss, hey, we need more nurses to care for the patients here. He said, we think the pace is fine if our profits pass the baseline, which was 50 million just last year. Does she read tax returns? Yes, she reads their returns, and she's seen the profits they earn. Shame and scandal, though her boss would never treat her fair. She fought him, she's a nurse who reads tax returns. Now, you hard-working nurses, don't you think it's a scandal that the bosses gotta be so cheap? stay with our picket line until our contract has been signed, so Nancy can go home and sleep. Or else she'll never return, no, she'll never return, and her fate will be unlearned. Like poor old Charlie, she may work forever in the med-surg unit. She's the nurse who never returned. She's the nurse who never returned. Thank you. Thank you to all the nurses, all the healthcare workers out on the front line of this pandemic. Not being well cared for by the system we have in this country. Anyway, thank you for that. I want to introduce, if he is available and ready, George Mann. George, how are you doing tonight? It's good to have you on with us.
Hello.
We hear you. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, everybody. So nice to see you all. For the last 20 years, tonight I would have been and have been at the Botto House, where some of my friends, Charlie King and Magpie and Chris Chandler and Feeney, have all played over the years for the May Day concert, which of course got canceled. And this little guy was always with us for at least 10 years, Julius Margolin, one of a great labor singer and activist who passed away about 10 years ago. So hello, everybody. I'm in New York. I was supposed to be on my way to Colorado. I'm leaving tomorrow morning to deal with my mom, who's not doing too well. But today I sing this song that Harry Stamper wrote called "We Just Come to Work Here, We Don't Come to Die." And I'll dedicate it to Ann Feeney, because that's the first person I ever heard sing this song, and she introduced me to Harry before he died, and I got to hang out with Harry a few times. He was a longshoreman, and he wrote this song about worker safety. One day when the boss told me he had to go down into the ship and do something he thought would get him killed, and they fired him on the spot because he refused to do it. And they went to the bar and had a few beers while they waited for the union arbitrator to show up. And 2 hours later, Harry had a song, and he had his job back. That's the power of a union, right? Well, I've been working here for 15 years, and I've seen some changes come. Seen some people called overloads, and I've seen some people called bums. And I've seen people working for safety. There must be a reason why. We just come to work here, we don't come to die. Now I would like to end up with all of my fingers, I don't want my brain to go numb. I'd like to have my ears when retirement nears, I'd like to hear the applause come. I'd like to see my grandkids smiling, be able to pick them up when they cry. That's why I just come to work here, I don't come to die. Cause if it's always level on the floor where you're working, your telephone is OSHA approved. Go on, tell me how much you're spending on safety, pardon me if I'm not moved. Cause ever since 1970, the law has been on my side. That's why we just come to work here, we don't come to die. Now you be the pitcher and I'll be the batter. You know that's just the old ball game. But when the lines start popping and the load starts dropping, the situation's not the same. And I'm not saying that you don't care, I'm not saying that you don't try. I'm saying we just come to work here, we don't come to die. And if it's always level on the floor where you're working, your telephone is OSHA approved. Go on and tell me how much you're spending on safety, pardon me if I'm not moved. Cause ever since 1970, the law has been on my side. That's why we just come to work here, we just come to die. We don't come to die. Now you and I know that the things that aren't code could be fixed with relative ease. But we never did get anywhere by begging you on our knees. So now we're looking you straight in the eye, shoulder to shoulder and side by side. We're saying we just come to work here, we don't come to die. Cause if it's always level on the floor where you're working, your telephone is OSHA approved. Go on and tell me how much you're spending on safety, pardon me if I'm not moved. Ever since 1970, the law has been on my side.
That's why we just come to work here. We don't come to die. I'm saying we just come to work here. We don't come to die.
Happy May Day, everybody.
Happy May Day, George Mann. Oh, great to hear that song. And I'm really glad you sang that, actually, George, that song in particular. So many nurses and other healthcare workers, other frontline workers having that same issue. We come to work here, not to die. We got another song that we're going to hear later from Paul McKenna, which is actually a revision of that classic song that you just shared. So we'll be hearing that a little bit later. I'm really looking forward to hearing his revision. Thank you.
And happy May Day, everybody.
Thanks so much. So I want to introduce our next performer. Her name is Jen Dog Lone Wolf. How you doing, Jen Dog? You there? Are you ready? Jen Dog Lone Wolf from New York.
On mute.
What up? How you doing?
Good, good.
Okay, you sound good. You look
Yeah.
good. Yeah, everything's great.
You know, happy to see everybody. Well, I only see 3 people right here, but I know everybody else is there. So hi.
What's up? Tell us about you. Tell us about your song.
So my name is Jen Dog Lone Wolf, and I am from Bushwick, Brooklyn, pre-gentrified Bushwick, Brooklyn, and by way of the Cayman Islands. And yeah, so I'm going to do a revision of Talkin' Union. Let me make sure that my sound is going through the computer. Oh.
Take your time.
I hear you. Oh.
To feel comfortable. Take your time to feel comfortable with all that technology. That's important.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my computer sound. I think that's right. Sorry, y'all. Oh, iTunes. Okay. I'm a little nervous because, it is a nice classic song, and I hope I do it some justice. Is that okay for everyone? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear both the beats and your voice too.
Okay. Is it an okay balance?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I am going to be reading it because I do not have it mesmerized. So I'll beat over here. So yeah, Talkin' Union. Pop version. Well, it is kind of hip hop. It was hip hoppy. He was definitely rapping it. So, and thanks to Sycon and Keith Future and James Sapp for laying it down. So I hope I do it justice. Okay. If you want higher wages, let me tell you what to do. You gotta talk to co-work on the grind with you. Build up a union, make it strong. All stick together, sing the same song. You'll get shorter hours, better work conditions. Vacations with pay, not that road to position. Yeah, it sounds simple, but I gotta explain. Makes dollars and cents to ride the union train. Waiting for the boss to raise up your pay, that might take long, like Judgment Day. When we're back to spirit, all debts cleared, and all that's there, jobs done, no fear. Some are so underpaid, some bosses say they ain't. Some are forced to work fast until some faint. You might be down and out, but you ain't beaten. Create a flyer, call for a meeting, talk things over, speak your minds, do something about it. But do decide, cause it's very bosses who decide like food, placing plants and meetings. Union schools, one might not notice yellow streaks down the back, but their presence is guaranteed. That's the fact, Jack. Schools making livings on the trust they took, eating off a plate and a hard worked for a cup. But fast forward, you got union and sitting pretty, keep it a fair mix of folks on the steering committee. Employees rarely listen when one voice walks, but when unions talk, they better. Those are union talks. And if the union walks, boss will have some lonely days. If they do the work as wrong as union outrage, outrageous. Expect stability and starvation wages. Some bosses are hellacious, nasty, and some yell, before I raise your pay, I'll see you all in hell. Living off the profits they make from being slick. Been dirty so long, assuming the union is licked. But the workers are fed up with how hard they've been kicked. Bosses look out the window, what they see makes them sick. 1,000 pickets is one voice cause they agree. Unfair unfair, crooked employers. Exploit. I'm sorry. Yeah. Bosses look out the window, what they see makes them sick. 1,000 pickets is one voice because they agree. Unfair, crooked employers exploit workers for work. Their home life, bet they're probably also a jerk. Yeah, okay, I stumbled through the end of it. That's not even the end, but that's what I have for you, you know? So.
Wow, that's great. That was such an overdue thing that Talking Union would become an actual hip hop piece. So
I'm gonna perfect that. Well, not perfect it, but I'm going to complete that.
Well, we are so delighted we heard that, particularly on May Day, but just in general. So bring that back to another PMN song swap.
I definitely will. Thank you, Sai.
As it unfolds. Great. Oh yeah, a lot of comments here. Wonderful updates indeed. Good. All right. Are we good then? Okay. So our next performer. Oh, I went a little out of order. Okay, Charlie King is our next performer. Charlie, are you there? Are you ready? We'll go ahead and talk to us if you are.
I am indeed.
Nice to see you, Charlie.
Nice to see you too. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see everybody. I'm going to do a piece. I'm going to use a Malvina Reynolds song to kind of feed into a piece that Steve Eulberg and I put together a few years back, and I think I'll opt for less talk and more music. Well, money has its own way, and money has to grow. It grows on human blood and bone, as any child will know. It's iron stuff and paper stuff with no life of its own, and so it takes its growing sap from human blood and bone. And many a child goes hungering because the wage is low, and men die on the battlefield to make the money grow. And those that take the money crop are avid without end. They plant it in the tenements to make it grow again. The little that they leave for us, it cannot be a seed. We spend it on the shoddy clothes and every daily need. We spend it in a minute, in an hour it is gone, to find its way to grow again on human blood and bone. Blood and bone. I was reading the Wall Street Journal, exploring the secrets of wealth, how a corporation issues capital stock, then sells it back to itself, how they buy up other companies, then drive them into the ground. So what's the hitch? How do they get rich on this financial merry-go-round? What do they make on Wall Street to make the world a little bit better? Vermont makes sweet maple syrup, Wisconsin the very best cheddar. They grow those big potatoes in the fields of Idaho, but what do they make on Wall Street? What is it that they grow? Brockton, Mass., where I was born, was a shoe town, tough and gritty. Gary and Pittsburgh were steel towns then. Detroit was the motor city. The beer that made Milwaukee famous ain't made there anymore. Wall Street bought 'em for the bottom line and moved them all offshore. So tell me, what do they make on Wall Street to make the world a little bit better? Rosie is riveting aeroplanes. Mailman delivered the letter. farmer grows the wheat for the folks who need the dough. And what do they make on Wall Street? What is it that they grow? Henry Ford invented the Model T and put Uncle Sam at the wheel. Carnegie built the rolling mills because Henry needed the steel. Mr. Peabody hauled the mountain away, sold Carnegie all of the coal. Now Wall Street strip mines these industries and leaves us a great big hole. Tell me, what do they make on Wall Street to make the world a little bit better? Teachers can make the kids smarter. Grandma can knit you a sweater. They grow those big tomatoes in the fields of Ohio. That cucumber you ate today was grown in Mexico. With all that Wall Street wealth, there must be something that they grow. So what do they make on Wall Street? What is it that they grow? Got the idea for that song from Greg and Terry actually telling me about a news article that they had they forwarded to me about just exactly how capitalism makes money off failures. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Terry.
More than welcome.
Our pleasure.
And thank you, Charlie. And that's an excellent segue, Charlie. Unplanned, but excellent, because actually Terry Leonino is going from Magpie is going to present the next song. Terry, how are you?
I think it was unplanned.
Charlie, thank you, and thanks everyone for coming together tonight so that we can be together on this very special day, all our fellow workers. So speaking of fellow workers, here's a little song that was dedicated and written for Elizabeth Gurley Flynn by Joe Hill, but this is for all you rebel women and men, so please sing along.
It's the original version, I guess you could say, or close to it anyway. You know, Joe Hill's original song with his original lyrics and kind of a ragtime march originally. 1, 2, 3.
There are women of many descriptions in this queer world, as everyone knows. Some are living in beautiful mansions, some are wearing the finest of clothes. There are blue-blooded queens and princesses who have charms made of diamonds and pearls, but the only and thoroughbred lady is the rebel girl. That's a rebel girl, that's a rebel girl. To the working class, she's a precious pearl. She brings courage, pride, and joy to the fighting rebel boy. We've had girls before, but we need some more in the industrial workers of the world. For it's great to fight for freedom with the rebel girl. Though her hands may be hardened from labor, and her dress may not be very fine, but a heart in her bosom is beating. She is true to her class and her kind, and the rafters in terror are trembling when their spite and defiance she'll hurl. For the only and thoroughbred lady is the rebel girl. That's the rebel girl, that's the rebel girl. To the working class, she's a precious pearl. She brings courage, pride, and joy to the fighting rebel boy. We've had girls before, but we need some more in the
so much for that wonderful classic wobbly song, Terry. And we're going to be hearing again from a song that Greg will be singing with a little help from Terry just in a little bit. But right now, I want to go to Dave Tarlow and Lori Siegel, who are going to introduce the next song. Dave and Lori, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Yep, I'm here too.
Tell us where you're coming from and what you're presenting.
Unlike Greg and Terry, we're 70 miles apart, so we had to make a video.
Yep, we had to get creative.
This song is from the Wobbly Songbook, poem that was put to music by Matt and Sandy Callahan back in their Prairie Fire, and that's kind of the arrangement that we started working on. Fed you all for 1,000 years.
Thank you. So I will go ahead and play it. Did you have
and the video was made by our yep.
Go ahead.
The video was also made by our the video was also made by our band our bandmate John Fisher, who did the video work of it. So yes.
All right. Hudson Valley Sally, or at least 2/5 of Hudson Valley Sally. And
2/4.
2/4. Excuse me. Okay. I got my fractions.
Math teacher there, Ben. Watch it.
Yeah, I might have to take some remedial courses there. Okay, here we go. All right, sharing your thing now. Okay.
We have fed you all for 1,000 years. And here we are, still unfed. But there's never a dollar of all your wealth that doesn't mark the workers dead. We have given our best to give you rest, and you lie on crimson wool. But if blood be the price of all your wealth, good God, we have paid it full. There's never a mile skyward now. Ghastly crew. Go reckon our dead by the fortunes red, and the factories where we spend. If blood be the price of your cursed wealth, good God, we have paid it in. We have fed you all for 1,000 years, for that was our doom, you know. From the days when you chained us in your fields to the strike a week ago. You have taken our lives, husbands, wives, and we're told it's your legal share. But if blood be the price of your lawful wealth, good God, we have bought it fair.
Thank you very much for that production, Dave Tarlow, Lori Siegel, and John Fisher as well. Thank you very much for that piece. We're going to move on to our next performer. Joining us from Hawaii, Chet Gardner. Chet, can you step in here and talk to us?
Well, can you hear me?
I do hear you, yeah.
I have been intensely frustrated. Oh, hi, Charlie. Long time to see. Did sound for Charlie at a Ted Rembrandt event in Tucson many years ago. Remember that raffle went on forever? Anyway, if this is been getting like intermittent, choppy sound all along the last 45 minutes, I've tried 3 different internet connections, and so if mine gets all choppy, something like that, give me a high sign and cut me off.
Yeah, I would say it is pretty choppy to my
great pleasure of.
Were you asking how it sounded? It's like it's substantially choppy. Some of the
my
words are
internet
coming
connection.
Through. Yeah.
Well, let me pass then. Let me pass it on. It's intensely frustrating for me the last 3 minutes, and I'm sure that what I do would be frustrating for you. So next time I'll send you a video.
We might have to, you know that maybe that's a thing we ought to consider doing, because I just feel like it's such a sad thing that, there's so many barriers to us getting together in person, like living 6,000 miles away being one of them, right? But also there's barriers to the internet thing, and we have to figure out workarounds, because we got to remember our purpose here is to like share the music. But like when we get together in person, we know how to do that in a reliably good sounding way, and it's just harder with Zoom. It's just really difficult. But thank you for coming on, and let's work together, because we haven't actually heard you on one of the swaps yet, and I know that you've been involved with PMN for a long time, Chet. So really happy to see you.
Just everybody.
Okay. Aloha. Bye-bye. Okay, thanks, Chet. We are going to move on to the next performer, and that is Greg Artzner. You may recognize Greg Artzner from the Harmony Singer, who was singing with Terry just a little bit ago. Greg, it's pretty cool to have two musicians who live together, able to make music in this time. We like harmony singing, so we're really psyched about that.
Dead if we weren't together.
Well, also, we're lucky enough to be across the driveway from Reggie Harris, so we've had a chance to sing with him.
We actually get to sing trio stuff every now and then, yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, and I can definitely, Chet, I definitely commiserate with you. We have very slow DSL service here for the next few days until we finally get Fios up here, and things have been very choppy for us trying to sing out live stream. But right now we're connected to the next door neighbor, and I'm hoping it's a little bit better. So we're going to sing a song that we wrote a few years ago. Like Joe Jenks putting himself in the place of one of the strikers in Winnipeg, we put ourselves in the crowd of socialists who'd gathered to hear Eugene Victor Debs in my hometown of Canton, Ohio, in Nimisila Park in June of 1918, and that's the gist of this song. Back in 1918, on a sunny day in June, 1,000 of us gathered that hopeful afternoon in Nimisila Park between the railroad and the creek to see Eugene Victor Debs and to hear him speak. He came down to Canton to talk and take a stand for peace and justice for the working class throughout the land. Now forever I'll remember, wherever I may roam, the prescient words that Gene Debs spoke in my Ohio home. Debs had run for president. It was him I voted for. Now I heard he was coming here with a cry against the war, when so many in country were still itching for that fight. He was a solitary beacon in a stormy night. He'd come to see our comrades in the workhouse locked away. They would not feed the war machine, their consciences betray. From the Junkers to the robber barons, money's what it's for. Poor workers were daily dying in a rich man's war. He said there are better days ahead if to ourselves we're true, and we'll all rise in common cause, rebuild this world anew. If we just work together, stand for what is right, make this great cause triumphant, all the working class unite. He stood there, bone and sinew, with a fire in his eyes, and a voice full of passion from a heart so true and wise. With courage unrelenting, his words defied their power, even though no doubt he knew the danger of the hour. He said 1,000 times I'd rather be a free soul in jail than a coward in the streets, a sycophant for sale. So I stood enthralled there that fateful summer day. That man changed my life with every word he had to say. He said there are better days ahead if to ourselves we're true, and we'll all rise in common cause, rebuild this world anew. If we just work together, stand for what is right, make this great cause triumphant, all the working class unite. They hauled him off to jail, sedition so they said. A dangerous man like Debs just has to be stopped dead. He said, I ask no mercy, plead for no immunity. For now I see the rising of those who would be free. I clearly see the struggle now between our human need and the wicked powers of exploitation and of greed. But the cross of stars is bending as we pass through the night, and the people wake and joyful in the hope of morning light. He said there are better days ahead if to ourselves we're true, and we'll all rise in common cause, rebuild this world anew. If we just work together, stand for what is right, make this great cause triumphant, all the working class unite.
Yay! Thank you so much, Greg. Thank you so much, Terry, Magpie. Woo!
Thank you, Ben, for putting this all together.
We're really delighted to have you here. Thanks, guys. Oh, I should say, I forgot to mention this for a few other people too, but Greg and Terry were PMN artists in residence back in the year of 2015, I believe, and Charlie was 2018. 2018. And if I missed anybody else, let me know. But and Sai Khan was 2012. So that just I wanted to mention that. Okay, so let's move on to our next performer. One of our newest PMN members, Jenny Brown from New York City, and also a member of the Singin' Solidarity Chorus. Were you in that video we heard earlier with the?
I was in the video, right? Yeah, we all sent in our contributions. It was fun, and then we get to see what it happens. But we, you know, when you're singing alone in your room to your computer, you have no idea what it's going to end up like.
It all depends on the production end on the other side, right?
Yeah, and they did a great job. So,
well
I'm gonna do a Billy Bragg song, and there's a line in here. It's "Power in the Union." who will protect the workers who cannot organize? And it just made me think, if you're in a non-union workplace and the practices are unsafe and you don't have sick leave or you're being threatened when you speak out, at this point, you might not have time to create the formal trappings of a union because of the emergency, but there is a lot you can do if you stick together. And the United Electrical Workers and the Democratic Socialists of America have formed an emergency workplace organizing committee to help. And so experienced workplace organizers can help you figure out a strategy. So people should look that up, the Emergency Workplace Organizing Committee, if you know somebody in that situation or if you're in that situation. And you can check it out at fight.ueunion.org. So I just wanted to say that as a preface to this song. There's power in a factory, power in the land, power in the hand of the worker, but it all amounts to nothing if together we don't stand. There is power in a union. Now the lessons of the past were all learned with workers' blood. Mistakes of the bosses we must pay for, from the cities and the farmlands to the trenches full of mud. War has always been the boss's way, sir. The union forever defending our rights. Down with the black leg, all workers unite with our brothers and our sisters from many far off lands. There is power in our union. Now I long for the morning that they realize brutality and unjust laws cannot defeat us. But who'll defend the workers who cannot organize when the bosses send their lackeys out to cheat us? Money speaks for money, the devil for his own. Who comes to speak for the skin and the bone? What a comfort to the widow, light to the child. There is power in a union. The union forever defending our rights. Down with the black leg, all workers unite with our brothers and our sisters from many far off lands. There is power in a union. There is power in a union.
Yay! Thank you, Jenny Brown. Lots of hands going up there. And I was just looking at the list of all the people we had on the Zoom swap just tonight, and looking back at the list, and I was mentioning artists in residence, and it was in 2016 that Joe Jenks, who performed at the beginning of the swap, was also the artist in residence. So yeah, the artist in residence has been a thing that we've looked to, leaders in our community who have been pioneers in using the crafts of music as a tool for social change, and they've played special roles in the PMN gatherings, which have been taking place in person during both summer and winter for about 40 some years, and going back to 1977. And well, it's the beginning, I won't get into the whole beginning story, but there's more information than that. But basically, we were going to have a summer gathering this June, and we had to cancel that. So we're working right now on other ways that we can connect this community and learn from each other, and to celebrate this craft of music. So thanks to all of our past artists in residence. I want to introduce our next performer, who's coming all the way from Corvallis, Oregon. His name is Paul McKenna. Paul, please introduce yourself and tell us about your song. This is, by the way, the song that I was getting you all ready for when George Mann did We Just Come to Work Here, We Don't Come to Die. This is the revision that Paul McKenna wrote of that old song. So we just
okay, thanks, Jen.
Hey,
can you hear me?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, as Ben mentioned, I thought it was high time that this song, We Just Come to Work Here, We Don't Come to Die, needed some new lyrics, particularly to address the situation of healthcare workers in the current pandemic. So, and by the way, Ben helped me out quite a bit with writing this song. A lot of good input. I've been working as a registered nurse for 28 trying years. I've had good days and I've had bad days when I left the job in tears. But I've never seen times like these when every day our lives are on the line. You see, we just come to work here. We don't come to die. Now every morning when I get to work, I walk into a damn war zone. There's so much illness and so few staff at our hospitals and nursing homes. We're working without the proper equipment and improvising on the fly. But we just come to work here. We don't come to die. And when you sit there talking in your comfy office, insulated and safely removed, bringing news about a shipment of the wrong equipment, pardon me if I'm not moved. Now, I'm not saying that you don't care. I'm not saying that you don't try. I'm saying we just come to work here. We don't come to die. Now, all of us chose to work in healthcare. We understand the sacrifice. But when it comes to paying with our lives, we're paying too high a price. And when those who speak up about it get the axe, things have seriously gone awry. Because we just come to work here. We don't come to die. Now we all appreciate the recognition and the cheers that fill the air. From the streets and the sidewalks and the balconies, it's nice to know that people care. We need the same respect from management and action from on high, because we just come to work here. We don't come to die. So when you tell me I need to keep seeing patients with a shabby and worn out mask, and when you say it's okay to wear the gown from yesterday, well, buddy, you can kiss my ass. Now I'm standing here with my coworker 6 feet apart and side by side. We're saying we just come to work here. We don't come to die. We're saying we just come to work here, mister. We don't come to die.
Oh, Paul, that was great. Thank you very much for that song. A lot of people saying great rewrite, Paul. Yeah, and Paul has written a lot of songs about nurses and labor, and some of which I've used myself. So thank you, Paul. I want to introduce our next performer from Washington, D.C., Lucy Murphy, a member of the People's Music Network Steering Committee. Some of the other performers who are members of the PMN Steering Committee are on the call tonight are Charlie King, and I don't have my notes, so probably
okay.
Nice to see us, Lucy. Tell us about your song.
Well, I really like Billy Bragg's rewrite of the Internationale, and I think the words are great. And I would like to take people through the first verse. I'll sing a line, and then you sing a line. But keep your mic muted, and I'm asking Ben to pull up the words for the for the whole song, because after I do a call and response with you, then I'll go back and sing the whole song, and you can sing along with me.
Cool. Yeah. Sure. I will do. Actually, I'm going to need just a quick second, Lucy, but I will do that. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for that. It's all right, though.
But people, if you can hear me, I will sing a line, and then you sing a line, and I'll mouth the words. Stand up, all victims of oppression. for the tyrants fear your might.
Victims of oppression, fear your mind.
Don't cling so hard to your possessions. You have nothing if you have no rights. Don't
Cling to all so hard your possessions. You have nothing if you have no rights.
let racist ignorance be ended. For respect makes the empires fall. Freedom is privilege extended. Unless enjoyed by one and all. So come, brothers and sisters, for the struggle carries on. The International unites the world in song. So, comrades, come rally, for this is the time and place. The international working class unites the human race. Let no one build walls to divide us, walls of hatred, no walls of stone. Come greet the dawn and stand beside us, live together or we'll die alone. In a world poisoned by exploitation, those who have taken, now they must give. And end the vanity of nations. We have one earth on which to live. So come, brothers and sisters, for the struggle carries on. The International unites the world in song. So, comrades, come rally, for this is the time and place. The international working class unites the human race. And so begins the final drama in the streets and in the fields. We stand under their armor, we defy their guns and shields. When we fight, provoked by their aggression, let us be inspired by light and love. For though they offer us concessions, change will not come from above. So come, brothers and sisters, for the struggle carries on. The International unites the world in song. So, comrades, come rally, for this is the time and place. The international working class unites the human race. Thank you for singing with me.
Thank you so much, Lucy from Washington, D.C. We really enjoyed singing. I really enjoyed singing along with that. Thank you. Well, I would like to invite our next performer to the stage, as it were, all the way from Managua, Nicaragua. We have Paul Baker. Paul, tell us about your song. Are you there? Saw you earlier, Paul. Paul, here we go. Let's try. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I do hear you. Yeah.
Good. Great.
Hey.
Great. Great to be here. Thanks, everybody. This is terrific. I live in Nicaragua. You can probably tell not originally from Nicaragua, but I've lived there now for 34 years or so. And I was particularly moved by the song that Laurie and David shared because of the photographs, because I've been working with coffee pickers here in Nicaragua, some of the best coffee in the world. And of course, they get paid peanuts, just as the people in the photographs that you were sharing were being paid peanuts before the unions here or there in the United States, right? So I won't go on and on, except to say that I was working with coffee pickers in the north. Would anybody like to show their hands who's been here in Nicaragua in the good old days? Hey, all right. Come on back, guys. We still need you here. Anyway, so I was working with coffee pickers up in Ortega and up in the mountain region to the north. And, you know, the little kids have to leave school to come out and pick the coffee. They live in shacks with the rain coming through the roof, mud floors, you know, the whole bit. And I went from that experience directly to New York. And as everybody knows, in New York City, there's a Starbucks on every corner. And I went into a Starbucks and I could not believe, A, my eyes, that the ludicrous amount of choice, supposed choice, nor could I believe the prices. That one cup of coffee in a Starbucks was the price of that was the equivalent of one coffee picker's wage for a day. And that's still practically true today. Okay, so the song is called Frappuccino, Crappuccino. And I can't play the guitar because I have no external, whatever this USB mic, so I'll do it on a company. And thanks again, everyone, for being here. Happy, well, it's not really the right thing to say, but solidarity for all on the 1st of May. Just flew in from Nicaragua, rather grimy and really tired. Saw that cute little Starbucks and heaven, it was wired. Staggered on in, parked my guitar, cried out to the barista guy, oh man, you are my savior, give me coffee before I die. Looking rather puzzled, he said, well, what do you want? Frappuccino, cappuccino, grande or short or tall? Cream or low fat, non-dairy, and that's not remotely all. Do you want high foam, low foam, no foam, triple latte or mocha bliss? And if you want answer my question, sir, you're sure going to get me pissed. Now, this is actually the world's greatest sing-along song. My sister, who is English, is a total pedant, and she said, why is everybody getting drunk? This is a song about coffee. If you're trying to say that people are getting angry, you have to say pissed off. So all we have to do to join in is one 3-letter word, off. But the trick of it is you have to say it like the Queen. The Queen doesn't say off like a normal human being. She says off, pissed off. So can we all practice saying that from the very depths of our guts? Pissed off. Think of it as vomiting out the word. So I can't hear you, although I'm sure you're doing brilliantly. So somewhat startled by his reaction, I gulped down my surprise, and his corporate-induced visions swam before my eyes. People of every nation slogging over their Starbucks grades. Got to get those multiple choices right before that mocha's made. What do you want? Frappuccino, cappuccino, grande or short or tall? Cream or low fat, non-dairy, and that's not remotely all. Do you want high foam, low foam, no foam, triple latte or mocha bliss? And if you won't answer my questions, sir, you ready? Sure going to get me pissed off. I said, hang on there, Mr. Starbucks. I'm not asking for the moon. Just need a shot of Java Man to help me stay in tune. Sorry I don't talk your Starbucks speak. All your questions have got me in a spin. Please just give me an hour or 5 and I'll try to get my order in. Frappuccino, cappuccino, grande, short or tall, cream or fat, non-dairy, and that's not remotely all. Do you want high foam, low foam, no foam, triple ID or marker bliss? And if you won't answer my question, sir, you're sure gonna get me pissed. Oh, finally it hit me. I was falling in a Starbucks trap. For all this pseudo-sophisticated bullshit is just a load of crap. For as they peddle their greedy little potions, for which we have to pay an arm and a leg, in Nicaragua, the coffee pickers' children, they're forced to go out and beg. So, Mr. Starbucks, sir, just stuff your frappuccino, crappuccino, mutated milk and all. And hey, whatever happened to that fairly traded coffee you promised? And parenthetically, what's wrong with words like large and small? Don't you want to reinvest some mega profits so no child's meal shall be missed? And if you won't answer our questions, Mr. Starbucks, sir, you're sure going to get us pissed right off.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you for sharing that piece and about your work as well in Nicaragua. Thank you. We're going to move on to our next performer, Dada Veda from Urbana, Illinois. Dada, how you doing? Dada Veda. Yeah, talk to us.
Okay, I'm here.
Hey, we see you. We hear you.
Good to be here. I'm in flyover country, so in the middle of the country here. And I have a song which actually originated last June in the Great Labor Arts Exchange. And there was a workshop, a PMN workshop, how to introduce a new song. So at that time, I don't know if you remember, but they asked the Democratic candidates, should billionaires exist? So I was not a candidate, so no one asked me if billionaires should exist or not, but I have an opinion and I put it in this song. It's called We Don't Need No Billionaires. I'm gonna sing it for you. We don't need no billionaires, trillionaires or zillionaires. What we need is love, sweet love. We don't need philanthropy. We're the human society. We can decide what we need together. How much does one person need? Talking about need, not greed. Think it's time. I got that wrong, I'm gonna get it again. We don't need no philanthropy. We're the human society. We can decide what we need together. We're traveling together on a tiny green planet. Let's make it work for everyone on it. I think it's time to set that record straight. We don't need no billionaires, zillionaires or trillionaires. What we need is love, sweet love. How much does one person need? I'm talking of need, not of greed. I think there's just got to be a limit. We don't want you to buy our elections, make us follow your selections. Our choices will turn out so much better. We don't need no billionaires, zillionaires or trillionaires. What we need is love, sweet love. Now the rich man standing over there saying, I create the wealth, I create the jobs. Without me, you would all starve. But wait a minute, mister. We're fixing your car, we're riding your shoes, we're teaching your kids, we're growing your food, we're building your plush little world, Mr. Billionaire. You know, we don't need no billionaires, zillionaires or trillionaires. What we need is love, sweet love. Now there's one more thing I've got to say. Cooperation's the name of the game. Selfish grabbing, oh, that's so lame, Mr. Billionaire. You know, we don't need no billionaires, zillionaires or trillionaires. What we need is love, sweet love. One more time. We don't need no billionaires, zillionaires or trillionaires. What we need is love, sweet love, oh yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dada Veda. Thank you for coming on and sharing that song. So I just let you know we have 3 more performers for tonight. Per Uyghur, if I'm saying your name wrong, you'll correct me. Pat Lamana and Ann Price. So Per, one of our newest members, I believe, from Minnesota. Before you sing your song, tell us just a little bit about you, since we might not all know you yet.
Yeah, in fact, almost none of you do. I joined, 2 days ago? So that I could do this. And in my defense, I hadn't heard of the People's Music Network much before then. So, but yeah, I am living out here in Minnesota on the Red River Valley, about an hour and a half south of Winnipeg, which is probably the nearest town where anyone knows where it is. So, yeah, I play as the Tom O'Bedlam normally, and that's how you can find me on the internet. This tune I wrote in sometime last year. Time has gotten really fuzzy for me, so I wrote this in the before times. But there are a lot of songs about miners on strike in Harlan County, and this is one of them about the strike in 2019. Yeah, I'm just gonna sing it because, yeah, time limits.
Sounds awesome. Great.
Yeah, and the if you want to join in on the chorus, it's just no pay we stay, no pay we stay. Pretty easy. Race fall on a Kentucky train track. A dozen of us squatted there in makeshift shacks. This town and our lives were built around the mines, but the company sold us away. They called it Bloody Harlan last time. Our fathers fought for the rights to organize mine. 2 of them were shot back in 74, but they held the election and they held out for more. Now their children have gathered to say, no pay we stay, no pay we stay. Bankruptcy, that was the declaration. For a whole month's work we received no compensation. By night, Black Jewel loaded one last train, and what we had to do then was perfectly plain. Made a line across the tracks at the break of day. No pay we stay. $1,000,000 and a half worth of coal to sell it in secret had been their goal. The bosses already drained our health funds dry, and anyone with any sense could plainly see why. So share a beer, swallow hard and brave. No pay we stay, no pay we stay. By the second day, some anarchists had come up from town with a solar shower, phone line to lay down. There's power in the union when working hands join together against the bosses and demand. No pay we stay, no pay we stay. No pay we stay, no pay we stay. Thank you.
Thank you, Per, for joining us. And we look forward to connecting with you again in the future as well.
I certainly have enjoyed listening to all of you, and am really pleased and humbled to be in your number. So thanks for having me on.
Delighted to have you. Thanks, Per. I want to introduce our next performer. Her name is Pat Lamana. Pat Lamana, tell us about you and about your song. Once you're on mute.
Hi, everybody.
What up?
This has been a great evening. This is just fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for your terrific songs. So I'm living up here in Hyde Park, New York, the home of Franklin Roosevelt. But the song I'm going to do was inspired when, a little over a year ago, I was in Santiago, Chile. And I can't believe that, right? I was on a plane, in an airport, all that stuff. And I went to a museum about the very dark times that started on September 11th, 1973, when the duly elected and extremely popular President Salvador Allende was overthrown by Augusto Pinochet and his army. And as the presidential palace was being bombed, Salvador Allende was giving a speech to his people. And I heard the speech and I saw the English translation, and I thought this needs to be made into a song. When the speech ended, Salvador Allende shot himself with a rifle that had been given to him by Fidel Castro. So this is my version of the English version of Salvador Allende's last words. Surely this will be my last address to you. They are bombing the radio station. I am not bitter, just disappointed. May they be punished, these traitors to our nation, for my loyalty to you, my people. I pay today with my life, but I tell you, these seeds we have planted will grow and flourish in their time. Workers of Chile, I am grateful for the confidence that you have placed in me. I have heard your cries for justice and have done my best to earn your loyalty. I speak to you, brave women, campesinas, the professionals, the farmers, the youth, those who sang and
and brought joy to the struggle. Those who dared to speak the truth. I speak to you, the workers who will suffer at the hands of the fascist generals who defend their privileged position with guns, bombs, and foreign capital. Soon my voice will no longer reach you, but know that I am always with you. They have force, but history will judge them. So never let them break you. Workers of my country, I have faith in Chile. I know this sacrifice is not in vain. Other men will overcome these dark times and build the road to freedom once again. Viva Chile, viva el pueblo, viva los trabajadores. Long live Chile, long live the people. Long live the workers of the world. These are my last words.
Thank you, Pat LaMotta, for that song. Oh, wrenching. I want to introduce the last performer for tonight, Ann Price from New York City. Ann, tell us about you and about your song.
Well, I live in the northwest corner of the Bronx, which is called Riverdale. I've been in People's Music Network for a long time, many years. And this is the song of the lower classes. It's written by Ernest Jones. He was a leader of the Chartist movement, which existed from 1838 to 1857 in Great Britain. And the melody is written by Ian Robb of I'm still a tune, I hope. We are so low, we plow and sow, and we delve in the dirty clay, till we bless the plain with the golden grain, and the vale with the fragrant hay. We are so low, our place we know, 'tis down at the landlord's feet. We're not too low the bread to grow, but too low the bread to eat. We are so low, down, down we go, to the hell of the deep sunk mines. But we gather the proudest gems that glow when the crown of the despot shines. Whene'er he lacks upon our backs fresh loads he deigns to lay, we're far too low to vote the tax, but not too low to pay. We're low, we are so low, yet by our grimy hands the worth of lords and kings will grow in stately halls and lands. Then down we kneel at the landlord's heel and cringe at the rich man's door. We're not too low to build the wall, but too low to tread the floor. We're low, we are so low, yet from our fingers glide the silken flow and the robes that glow round the limbs of the sons of pride. And what we get and what we give, we know and we know our share. We're far too low, we're not too low, the cloth to weave, but too low the cloth to wear. We're low, we are so low, and yet when the trumpets ring, the thrust of a poor man's blade will go through the heart of the proudest king. We're low, our place we know, we're only the rank and file. We're not too low to kill the foe, but too low to touch the spoil.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everybody who performed tonight. Wonderful way to mark May Day as a day of struggle with songs of struggle, songs of freedom and struggle is what we're doing tonight. So I want to say I just posted into the chat box a link to the ongoing concert being hosted by our comrades at the Sing in Solidarity. I'm sharing my screen right now. If you go to the People's Music Network Facebook page, you can actually find it, because Canciones y Rosas, a May Day fundraiser for immigrant rights, I believe, hosted by the Sing in Solidarity Chorus. You can actually find their event ongoing right now through the People's Music Network page. And I will also forward to folks the evaluation for tonight. For folks who are on the Zoom call that would like to stick around and maybe chat a little bit, one of the things we can talk about is some of the upcoming events. Also looking towards June, we're going to be having a People's Music Network membership meeting in June, and that will be like more discussion rather than more music focused, because all these other things are very music focused. So, but we will do some kind of singing. And I just want to say, I'm going to cut off the live stream here. Check out peoplesmusic.org. Spread the word about these song swaps. We're doing them every week. And we are also interested in finding kind of new ideas and like new people who are maybe either able to bring their own knowledge about using some of these technological tools, or maybe even if you don't know some, like how to run a Zoom meeting or something, interest in learning, and then we can talk about the music, which is what we're all here for. So there's actually some questions in the evaluation form that deal with that, and I'll try to post that to the Facebook comment feed, and actually I think so that people can check out that evaluation form there, but also everyone who registered tonight to be part of the song sharing will receive an email with that information. So with that, I'm going to cut off the live stream, and we're going to have a little bit of open freeform discussion for anybody on the Zoom call that would like to do so. Thank you, friends and comrades. Happy May Day.